Hey everyone, this is Amos Belo, health and life coach here in Sioux Falls. So we get to, as God is CEO, interview Jeremy Brown from Throne Publishing. Thank you for meeting with us.
Thanks for having me on. I'm excited.
Yes, so Jeremy, how did your relationship form with God, and then how has that impacted your daily life?
Yeah, so I actually grew up Lutheran, so going to church every Sunday, not really engaged. I didn't really know who Jesus was. So fast forward, I have my son. I'm 19 years old, living a wild and crazy 19-year-old lifestyle. Now, where God comes on the scene is, fast forward a couple years, I had a really good business that I lost, had a partner embezzle some money from me. So lost the business, lost all the cash that I had. A girl that I thought I was going to marry breaks up with me, couldn't get her back. So the three things that I derived my sense of self from, my identity from, money, women, and business, all went away really quickly. So that left me in a place where like my rock bottom was found. And that's when I started to pay attention. So I started to go to a church here in town. They had 6 services a week. I went every service every week for almost a year. And I got into this John Eldredge books. He has Wild at Heart. He has Fathered by God. Totally recommend those books. They changed my life. In there, in Fathered by God, he has a chapter called Warrior. And he talks about how God is a warrior. That's one side of him. And I'd never heard that language before. So the only pictures of Jesus I had ever seen was he's this dude with babies and lambs, and he turned the other cheek until they finally just killed him. That was my perception of him. And I would see men in church, and I would think, they seem super passive, they're walking, this was my perception. Ineffective, passive, just kind of skipping through life was my idea of a Christian man. And so when I heard the Lord's a warrior, that's when I said, okay, man, I want to know everything about you. I want to know who you are, why you made me, and I'm going to keep asking you who you are and why you made me until you either tell me or you tell me to stop asking. He eventually did both. But that's what kicked things off for me, is I got this viewpoint of Jesus as a warrior. I loved that. And I got this image of manhood, how God has it set up, biblical manhood, changed my perception of the world. And now how this integrates with my day-to-day life is, when I got into prayer, I understood what prayer was. I got in the Word. Every day I just read a little bit out of the Bible, no matter if I understood it or not. I didn't try to be like, I'm going to apply it. I just said, I need to get in the Word. And then I was in community. So I was going to my church all the time. I constantly went. I was young. I was single. I just had my kid. And I said, okay, I'm going to work 10, 15 hours a week to pay the bills. Every spare second I have is going to be dedicated to knowing who He is and why He made me. And because of that, God made me into something I never would have asked Him to make me into. What's the call to action from this? I mean, I would say if you're wanting to make God the CEO, if you're like, I have never done this before, or if I'm wanting to go deeper, start by asking Him. Say, you can stop right now as you're watching this video, say, Lord, okay, I want to give you this whole deal, and I want to do it more, I want to do it deeper, I'm going to give you this whole deal, and then I need to get in the Word, I need to say that prayer, and then I need to find some mentors. So then who is doing this that I see that can pour into me, and I can come to them with questions that are practical, that are spiritual, but also I can take action on them. I can't change my whole business really quickly, so how can I start to make some 1% changes? These are small things. It might be right when you start. I walk in the door to work, I say a prayer, Lord, get in here, I invite your Spirit in here, let's do this today, guide me. Done. 1% changes at a time, and then you'll have a big change over time. So I'd say if anybody watching, like, just pick your one little thing, and it might be prayer, it might be finding that mentor. I think those are 2 powerful things, and just get something done. Because if they're a CEO, they're in business, they're game changers. They get stuff done. So make that your next thing.
If you need a mentor or someone like that, please reach out to us, and we'd love to connect you as well.